Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tony's Game Lounge. I'm your host, as always, Tony Erickson, and joining me this week, he is a Sonic Adventure 2 speedrunner, Sonic content creator on YouTube. He also does other things on YouTube, too, and he's also a Twitch partner. It's our boy, Emerldd.
Hello, what's going on?
I am doing good,
What is up? It's good to be here, dude.
It's good. Glad to have you back.
It's always a fun time.
Yeah, it's been a little over a year since we last had you on.
I think so, yeah. The last episode was with Dawn.
With Dawn, yeah, the double up. And so much has changed since then.
I know, it's been a bit, man.
It's been a bit.
Good things, though. Good things.
Good things. A lot of good things. A lot of good things. And you know what? It's great. And so we're actually going to kind of kick things off right away here because we have a pretty big headline of the week. And that is, of course, the PlayStation State of Play that happened on June 2nd. Now, were you able to catch it at all? Did you watch it at all? Did you see the highlights of it?
I didn't see it live. I heard about bits and pieces of it, but so yes and no. One of the big things I heard about is Street Fighter, but I'll let you get to that when you get to it.
Yes. A lot of big things. They actually opened up pretty big itself, starting with Resident Evil 4. The remake that people, we knew it was coming because they've been remaking all of them slowly but surely. And so, hey, we finally have a trailer for it and a release date for it. March 24th, 2023. And it's the only sad thing about it is a next-gen exclusive. No PS4, only PS5. And probably Xbox Series X as well. Because it's probably going to be multi-platform like it usually is. So it's a little sad for the PS4 people, but they are going to be like slowly weeding out PS4 games, and like by 2025, PS4 development will be done. So you have like 3 more years to get a PS5 and keep enjoying the PlayStation Sony stuff.
Yeah, it's still pretty hard to get your hands on a PS5 these days, isn't it?
It's still way too difficult. And especially if you're a Canadian and they're like $200 more than...
Really? Oh yeah. Gosh, that's awful.
Oh yeah.
So
the exchange rate is so bad. It is really bad. So yeah, that's a little sad, but it is what it is. They then decided to talk about some PlayStation VR 2 games that are currently in development because they did show off the PlayStation VR 2 late last year or early this year. So we now have 4 more games that we know are coming to it. Resident Evil Village and No Man's Sky, 2 games that already are out. They're getting VR adaptations. No Man's Sky surprised me because of how big that game is. I'm surprised that they're giving that VR, but okay. Feel like we'll be waiting a bit longer on that one. We also got the announcement for The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution, which is a very popular... Saints and Sinners is a popular VR game as it is, so getting Chapter 2 for that, that's really cool. Good zombie shooter VR. Fun time. And lastly, we got a new Horizon game that's going to be VR exclusive. Horizon VR Call of the Mountain, which is really cool looking, and I think it's going to do really well. So I'm excited for that, and that's a game that if I do get the PlayStation VR at all, or VR 2, that is one I do want to get. Because being able to fight all those robot dinosaurs and whatnot in VR, that seems epic.
Now, because I missed the state of play, did they show like gameplay of all these, or was it just...
They did show gameplay for all of these, actually, yeah.
Oh wow, great!
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to check it out then. Because I was thinking maybe like, they were like, well, these games are coming to VR, like just kind of like announce it. But if they have video for it, I'm definitely down to check it out.
The Resident Evil Village and the No Man's Sky, it's pretty. It's like they're mostly showing stuff like especially for the Village trailer, showing stuff that we already seen. It's just kind of like with the VR perspective. Call of the Mountain looks the best though. It looks so good. And speaking of Horizon Forbidden West got a free new update. It's out right now, adding New Game Plus, a few quality of life changes, and ultra hard difficulty. So you can torture yourself on that New Game Plus grind. And also some new trophies as well to go along with it. Then they announced that a Sony exclusive game is now coming to PC, and that is Marvel's Spider-Man. it is now coming to PC, no longer a PlayStation exclusive, on August 12th, 2022. So all your PCs can now run Spider-Man, and hopefully it ports well, unlike, what was it, Final Fantasy VII Remake, which when they put it to PC, it did not great.
Yeah, that's honestly, I want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake, but because I've heard such poor things about the PC port, it's been the thing that's really been holding me off.
Honestly, I would recommend maybe saving up for the PS5 and then playing it on there, because then you get Intergrade as well to get the Yuffie story, because I still haven't played that, and I want to play that still. But it's like,
yeah, that looked really good. The trailer for that looked amazing.
I'm excited for it. And speaking of trailers, we got a new trailer for Stray, which is the game you play as a cat. The third-person little action-adventure game where you're playing as a cat in the world of robots. We got a release date for that, too. July 19th. So, coming out this summer, which is exciting. It looks good. It looks cute. I want to be a little cat. And
very unique.
Very unique. Which I think is what people need in games right now, is some uniqueness. And that is definitely one right there. We also got a new trailer for the Callisto Protocol, which we've seen before. I can't remember where we saw it. I think it was at the Game Awards last year. This is that Dead Space inspired type game where you're in like this old space prison, and you're basically trying to survive all the aliens that have now been infested on the area. We got a release date for it. It's December 2nd, 2022. So I think that's like maybe it's also going to be like a couple months before the new Dead Space game comes out next year as well. So for people who love horror, they're eating good. They're eating good this holiday season. We then got, I think it's a new game. I don't remember seeing it before. It's called Roller Dome. It's basically, what if we gave a roller derby guns, weapons, and murder? And that's what Roller Dome is. It's got a unique art style, which looks kind of intriguing. It'll come out August 16th of this year. And then we probably got was the weirdest game the entire showcase. It's called Eternites. And legit, the announcer said, when an action game meets a dating sim. And I'm like, what?
That's amazing.
From what I can tell, the main character, he loses his hand. His whole arm gets cut off. But then he's able to grow this, like, new arm. It's, like, a bit goopy, but it can also solidify into a sword. In one of the gameplay clips, in the bottom corner, you can see press R1 to hold hands.
That's amazing.
Which I want that to be memed so badly. I want that to be memed. We know the release window is early 2023, and that's really all we know.
Okay.
It's anime art style type thing as well, so yeah.
I gotta check this game out.
It looks intriguing. And then we got our next big title, and the first trailer for Street Fighter 6, which, you know, it's Street Fighter. I'm not the biggest Street Fighter guy. Gonna say that right now. I played Street Fighter 4 when it was free on Xbox all those years ago, and that was really about it. So we have a new character who was revealed, which is Jamie. And then we knew that, and then we got some returning characters, Ryu, Chun-Li, and Luke. Luke, of course, being the last fighter in the Street Fighter 5 DLC, as this is where he's going to actually shine as like a main character. We saw the, of course, fighting game gameplay of like them all beating up each other, but we also saw at the beginning of this like an open world type thing, where we were playing as Luke and we're like running through, I don't know if it's like this whole hub or if it's like a story mode world where you're just able to like move around the streets. And from the looks of it, you can just start fights in the streets as well against certain characters. So that seems intriguing.
That looks really cool from like a just a fighting game perspective, because not a lot of fighting games really try that hard with like a story mode. Like there's kind of story modes where it's like there'll be like text cutscenes and then like you'll like have like fights in between. But I've never seen a fighting game do something like this, where it's like you get to like traverse like different worlds. There might be different like missions. You might have to fight people that aren't necessarily like the main characters, maybe like grunts or something, you know.
That would be
So
cool.
I'm really intrigued by this idea. I think it could be really, really cool.
Yeah, the one thing people still agree on, or at least my boy Zach agrees on, the logo is awful. The logo for Street Fighter
Yeah.
6 is so awful.
The
It's
logo,
super...
hey, you know what? The logo doesn't look that great, but from what I've seen from the game, I think the character models look really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's looking kind of nice. So that's good at least. But yeah, definitely, I think they should mess around with the logo just a little bit.
They could have done something a bit different with it. It looks
Mhm.
very e-sporty, I find. That's what I find of it. Which
Kind of looks a little bit like an esports logo.
Yeah. Which, I mean, for Street Fighter, it is like a big esports game, but it's just like, I mean, come on, where's the pizzazz that Street Fighter has, man? Where's that oomph that the logos have? Anyway, we know it's coming out next year. We have that sometime next year. That's what we know. So we'll probably see more character trailers and all the like. And I feel like if you really want like a deep dive on all of this, Maximilian Dude is probably the YouTube channel to check out for all that stuff. Because he's a huge Street Fighter guy.
Yeah, very entertaining guy as well.
And then probably what made me literally, I'm gonna move away from my mic for this, where I really went, yeah, baby! Tunic is coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5.
Let's go.
I was at work, and thankfully the studio I'm in is like soundproof, so like only people in my studio can hear me. September 27, 2022, I was so excited. Like the second it just popped on the screen, I'm just like, hell yeah, man, let's go. This is definitely
such a great game,
this is probably my game of the year. Like there's like no doubt in my mind, like nothing has come to top this yet. Tunic, the fact is, I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna platinum it. I hope there's a platinum trophy for the game. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get all the trophies because I can. I am so. Looking at the chat real quick, Mello, insert the moist critical meme. Yes, yeah, baby, that's what I've been talking about. Woo! Let's go. So I'm excited. If you haven't played Tunic yet, it's on PC and Xbox. Play the game. It is a phenomenal game.
Yeah, I mean, at first when I saw it, I was like, this game looks good. I don't know if I'll like it a whole lot. And, you know, full disclosure, I did message the company that made the game, and I was like, hey, can I have a code? And they were like, yeah, sure. So they sent me a code for the game. And at first I was kind of iffy about it because it is not a super easy game. It's not a very hand-holdy game at all, which I do like about it. But as time went on, I just like fell in love with it. And I definitely think it's a game that everybody should at least try because it's a great experience. And just like the more you figure out about the world as you go too, like it doesn't tell you too much. So it makes you think a lot. I think that's just a wonderful experience.
It's really great. And there's even like, there's so much community support for the game. Like someone even made like a cipher for like all the little symbols for like what letters they all are. So if you are really invested, you could actually read like every page of the manual to know what exactly it's saying.
Yeah.
Which is really super dope. And then after that, we got another little indie game that was shown off. I don't know if it's out on other things already as well. It's called Season: A Letter to the Future. It's set for fall 2022. Where you kind of look, it's like you're going around and you're kind of like just observing everything in the world. You're like a mute person, I think, is what the protagonist is they don't talk at all, but they like observe everything, they listen to everything, and it's kind of just like your journal, like of everything they write. It's kind of like interpreting like what's happening in the world. It looks cool. It looks intriguing, and definitely if you're into like those cryptic indie games, probably something for you. And then lastly, they ended off the show with something that RPG players all over the world have been waiting for, and that is a brand new trailer for Final Fantasy 16 featuring gameplay. Yes. Oh boy, does gameplay looks so good. The gameplay looks good. It looks like a cross between Final Fantasy 7 Remake gameplay and a little bit of that Stranger of Paradise stuff too. Where it's very free-flowy combat. I like it. It looks great. The story, from what you're kind of able to piece together, you're playing as the summons in the series. Because from the looks of it, the main character who you're Ifrit, the fire summon. And they have like a human form, and then they transform into what we know them as. And it looks crazy. And it's like a whole war with them. It's like, oh, okay.
Seems super dope.
Sounds super dope. It looks super dope. And we now have a release window of summer 2023. And that's everything. That's where they ended it. I was like kind of hoping for a little bit more after that, but I'm like, you know what? No, they're ending with Final Fantasy 16. That's a good game to end it with. So a pretty solid state of play. Not gonna lie.
Final Fantasy 16 is definitely. So I've been kind of waiting to get a PS5, not only because it's hard to get, but also just because a lot of the games that have been out on it are like, if I'm like vaguely interested in it, most of them are on like PC or will eventually be on PC.
Yeah.
But a few things that I know that aren't on there are like once Final Fantasy 16 comes out, then I'll have that. I'll have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I'll have Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade. So that's like, then I'll finally feel like, okay, now I have a more reasonable reason to spend this amount of money on this since I already have it. But
yeah.
But I'm super looking forward to Final Fantasy 16. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And then you also have like Spider-Man and Wolverine, Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine coming out.
Oh yeah, the Spider-Man games. Yeah. Those two are really, really good.
Yes, they're great. And Spider-Man 2 looks I mean, it's only like a cinematic trailer we have for it, but it's just like Kraven and Venom. Yes. And then Wolverine, which who knows when it's coming out. I thought it was coming out next year, but they haven't announced a release date for it yet, so it's gonna be good. But that was our headline of the week. It's now time to dive into what else happened this week in the world of video games. We're jumping into the week in review. And starting it off, we have some game releases that came out. We had Silt, a Limbo-esque type game where it's like you play as a little dark silhouette figure and you're moving. It's a side scroller. Very Limbo like. We also had Card Shark that came out for PC and Switch. That was an indie game shown off at an Indie World Showcase, I believe. Not the last one, but the one, or it might have been at the last one briefly, but it was the one before that they showed off Card Shark. And then, of course, the mobile game Diablo Immortal. The one that got memed on when they first announced it. Because nobody wanted a mobile Diablo game. They wanted
I was about to say,
Diablo
isn't it the
game.
mobile Diablo game?
Yeah. They wanted a full Diablo game. They wanted Diablo 4, and they're like, haha, no. They're just like, cool, thanks, Blizzard.
Microtransactions, woo!
In the world of gaming news, though, we got another big one. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer number 2. Oh.
Dude, it looks great.
It looks so good.
I'm very, very excited.
It's entirely open world. You can explore in a single world. You can have 4 people go out on adventures in a singular world instead of like just, oh, hey, I'm passing by all these players in the wild area. That's cool. And you can't really do anything with them. No, you can fully interact with them this time, which is dope. We got 3 new Pokemon revealed. Palmy, an electric mouse type. Lechonk, who the internet has fallen in love with in both design and name. Because normal type, though, so I feel like I have a feeling Lechonk is our Rattata of the region.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And we also got Smoliv, a grass normal type, which looks like a little olive bud.
He's so cute.
I
will say, though, Lechonk is my favorite, I think, of the new ones shown, but he's going to have a really ugly evolution. I'm sorry.
There's no doubt about it. Like, he's going to. I feel like with a name like Lechonk, though, I kind of want him to like evolve into something with a chef's hat.
That would be so cool. That'd be adorable.
It would be great. I would love it. We also got our new characters, our professors, Professor Sada and Professor Turo, who are version-exclusive professors for the first time ever. And those have been memed on. Professor Sada, well, if you look at the dark side of the internet, you'll find a lot of things of her. And if Professor Turo has become the Giga Chad meme because he looks like the Giga Chad.
Gotta figure out which professor you would love to have as a wife or a husbando.
Yes. They also their designs seem to represent a theme of past and future, which gets further heightened when we go into the legendaries. But we also got our rival, Nimona, who, looking at her design, she has this like whole thing on her arm, which possibly might tie into the special gimmick of the game. Who knows? And then, of course...
Yeah, I didn't even see that. That's a nice pickup. I didn't realize that.
Someone else actually picked up on the main character's... They have a wristband, the main character, and there's like a little gem in it. They're not sure. So someone picked that up. So that might be dealing with the gimmick as well. They're like, it might be a Mega Stone, but it's hard to say right now. And of course, we got our legendaries revealed, Koraidon and Miraidon. Which, if you know a little bit of Japanese, Korai means past in Japanese, and Mirai means future. So even furthering the theme of past and the future for it. So that's exciting. The dragon designs, I kind of dig the legendary designs for it.
Yeah, I like them too. I kind of like, I think Miraidon is the Violet exclusive, correct? That one, honestly... Both of them look like they could have like transformations. Like they could like turn into like vehicles because like Koraidon looks like he could turn into like a motorcycle, and Miraidon could look like kind of like into like a jet cycle sort of thing.
Oh, yes. We have Transformer Pokemon.
Yes. Hey, you never know.
Looking at an official quote from the website, you can experience a new style of adventure with a world that you're free to explore at your leisure, and not in an order dictated by the story, which is hugely implicating full open world. Full open world, which is kind of what they were aiming for with Sword and Shield, but is still kind of limited. This one, full open world. And we also got to look at like the Pokemon Center designs, which are just these little like pits, like these little like gas stations almost, more like a refuel up and head on back out there, which is really dope. And also, we also learned that Toby Fox composed some of the music for the game, which is really great.
When I heard that, I was like, dang, Toby Fox really just be doing it all now in the Nintendo music world, huh?
He really doing it all. And we also have the official release date, November 18th. So look forward to that. What version are you planning to pick up?
I was kind of on the fence, but I think I'm leaning more towards Violet just because I like the legendary more. But on the other hand, Professor Sada, I don't know. But it just depends on how much of an influence like the professors like have on like in the story. Because if it doesn't really matter that much, then I'll probably lean more towards Violet.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning more towards Violet as well, which is then I'm like countering. I'm like, oh wait, then I should probably go. If a lot of people are probably gonna go Violet. Oh wait, it's like I want to pick the version that'll have less ideally, so that way trades for exclusives can be easier for me to complete my home decks.
That makes sense, 100%.
But that's my plan with it, and yeah, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be great. In some more fighting game news, because we got a couple here, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. We actually have a release date for that now, September 2nd. Then it will feature a battle pass with 4 brand new characters to this like 10-year-old, no, not 10 years, but it's like an older game. Kind of like how Persona 4 Arena Ultimax was re-released. And also we know a demo is coming out soon. So I'm excited for this because I'm a big fan of JoJo, and I've played Eyes of Heaven all the way through. So getting to play All-Star Battle R, yes. Brawlhalla added a second batch of Street Fighter characters, including M. Bison, Ken, Sakura, Dhalsim, and Luke. So now you have more Street Fighter in Brawlhalla. And Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown has received Tekken 7 outfits. They're actually out right now. They came out June 1st. And they also added 20 Tekken 7 music tracks and a Tekken-inspired UI for the game as well. So even though you're playing Virtua Fighter, you can feel like you're playing Tekken. In Star Wars news, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the sequel, we got a reveal trailer showing off Cal and the new things that we'll expect to see within the game, which is exciting for Star Wars fans. In some crossover news, Ruby, the Rooster Teeth series, they're coming to Paladins sometime this month. BioWare, hey, they announced something big, only on Twitter though. They announced the title of their next Dragon Age game, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. And we're getting more details later this year. So if you're a Dragon Age fan, look forward to that.
Yeah.
THQ also tweeted something. They're like, hey, if this gets 1 like, we'll reveal a release date for our next game. And people are like, Pog, let's see it. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed has a release date of August 30th.
Yo.
And
I played Destroyed All Humans a lot when I was a kid. That game is really funny.
I want to play them. I should play the first remake to see all of that stuff. But hey, also, if you pre-order the game, you get access to a multiplayer spin-off game where you basically just cause destruction with up to 3 of your friends, with local split screen available for it as well. It's called Destroy All Humans Clone Carnage. So if you pre-order Destroy All Humans 2, you get early access to that, I believe right now, or you'll get access to it the second it comes out. So look for that. Look forward to that. We also got some free game news. First, because it's Pride Month, tell me why it's free on the Xbox and PC this month. So if you like, who's it by? I believe it's by Square because they're the developers of Life is Strange. So if you like those games, you'll definitely enjoy Tell Me Why. And your PlayStation Plus games for June are Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, God of War, and Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. A really good selection this month for PlayStation players. Yeah. I might grab 2 of those, which are Nick All-Star Brawl and not Naruto. No, God of War. God. I don't know. I know very little about Naruto.
Fair enough.
In some sport game news, Madden 23 has announced who their cover star is this year, and it's John Madden himself, to help memorialize his legacy as he did pass away late last year. So there's going to be 3, kind of like how they did 2K did the Kobe Bryant for NBA 2K22 or 21. I honestly can't remember which one, but when they have 3 versions of the cover that you can select based on what version of the game you do pick up. Yu Suzuki, the developer or creator of Shenmue, Space Harrier, and Virtua Fighter, well, he's put out a new game, a successor to Space Harrier and the Panzer Dragoon style games. It's called Air Twister, and it's only available on Apple Arcade. And the soundtrack is hugely inspired by Queen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe they even used a Queen song in the trailer. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it looks cool. But who plays Apple Arcade?
Yeah.
I think I made that
Pretty
joke
niche.
last week. No one uses Apple Arcade.
Yeah. Maybe this will get people to get Apple Arcade.
Hey, maybe Yu Suzuki is your selling point right there. In Stardew Valley news, Stardew Valley players have begun making full songs using the flute and drum blocks, including the Mario Bros. Theme, American Idiot, and Turkish March, for a few. They've been recently blowing up on the subreddits for Stardew Valley, so yeah, they picked up the interest of the gaming news sites, which, I mean, heck, all for it. I've actually fallen back into the Stardew hole myself, and I'm playing through it again.
Yeah, Stardew, it seems like a great game. I have it on the Switch, but when I bought it, it was just like I was playing a ton of other games, so I haven't like really delved into it.
Yeah.
But every time I see gameplay of it, I'm just like, this is such a fun, cozy game, like perfect to kill time with.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Hey, Kingdom Hearts co-creator and Final Fantasy producer Shinji Hashimoto, he's retired after 28 years with Square Enix.
Dang.
Yeah, fully retired. So hey, good on him. And
a long time. So
yeah, I only makes me wonder how much longer Mr. Nomura has and how much more mind fucking he's gonna do to us with Kingdom Hearts. Because let's be real, that's all Tetsuya Nomura does.
yep, yes indeed.
Super Bomberman R online. Hey, that's shutting down after 18 months. A year and a half. The official shutdown, it'll be officially shut down. No more game on December 1st. And that's just because of a lack of a player base.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of sad, but is what it is. Hey, we talked earlier about Summer Games Fest being next week. Well, also, kind of next week, June 11th, is the Future Games Show. It'll start at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be hosted by Denise Go, who plays Yennefer in Witcher 3, or voices Yennefer, and the voice of Geralt of Rivera himself, Doug Cockle. They'll be hosting the show. So, Future Game Show, June 11th. Look forward to that. Sadly, I don't think we'll be covering that in the finale next week, as that's just past the threshold of what I need to record by. So, I'll watch it, though, and maybe report stuff on you for next season of what happened, if anything big got announced there. In some Gary's Mod modding news, somebody modded Mario 64 into the game. Now, unlike regular, like, you know, you just put the skid in. No, this dude, like, put, like, the physics full-on Mario, where it's like you're playing Mario 64 in Gary's Mod. And because of that, it's not like an easy install. You actually got to do, like, a couple extra steps to actually make this work in the game. But it's crazy that this is a thing.
That's sick. I would love to see speedruns of it.
Yes. And lastly, in a really good feel-good story, an Assassin's Creed streamer has beaten all 12 mainline games in order without taking damage.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Now, just to clarify this is not a marathon type thing where it's like if I take damage in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I'm going all the way back to Assassin's Creed 1. No, it's like I'm going to do each game damageless, move on to the next. And then, so if I take damage, I'll just restart the game, not the entire saga. I feel like that would be a bit more maddening. But yeah, Hayate Bahadori did this while on the hardest difficulty as well.
Wow.
So yeah, shout outs to them for pulling off that insane feat.
Yeah, I imagine that's a lot harder in the later games.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they focused a lot more in the later games, like on the combat and stuff like that. Whereas like in the like earlier like Assassin's Creeds like 1 and 2 and stuff, like combat is a part of it, but like it's pretty much just like wait to do counter button and then hit them, or just like, you know, do the normal assassinations.
Exactly.
So.
You have a lot more stealth options in like 1 through which one is it?
Probably Black Flag, honestly.
No, Syndicate. All the way
Oh
up
yeah,
to
I didn't even play.
Yeah.
I didn't even play.
Past Black Flag. Yeah, you have
so.
Unity and Syndicate, and then it went into Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's dope.
Very impressive.
Very impressive. Extremely impressive. That's it for video game news. Moving on to the world of trading card games. We got Pokemon news. Pokemon Go, if you haven't been aware yet, because we've been talking about it all season, they'll be having multiple TCG sets release this summer, starting July 1st. That's when the first initial wave, and then July 15th, August 5th, and August 26th are when the next waves and batches will release for those. And Astral Radiance, the latest TCG set, is out right now. And I'm going to cough. I can feel it coming on that entire time.
It's all good. We're all human, man.
In the world of Yu-Gi-Oh!, starting off with Master Duel news. The new season has begun because we are now in the month of June. We also got a new bundle, a new card bundle, which is basically a 10 pull but cheaper, 750 gems, featuring the ultra rare card Infinite Impermanence, which is a hand trap, which is really good to just negate things. That's out right now. And they also, I believe they were talking in the update about adding a new selection pack. but I might be wrong about that. But essentially, new season's happened. Ranks have been reset. I know my boy Mello hit platinum last season, which great on him because I'm stuck in gold. I'm in gold hell with Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, man.
Hey, that's honestly how it is for all ranked games, dude. Getting out of gold is so hard always.
Getting out of gold is so... Like, silver is so easy because people actually use fun decks in silver, so it's just like, I am sorry, young one. I'm gonna destroy you, and I apologize. And then you get to gold, and it's just Eldritch, Drytron. What else? Despia. It's just a bunch of garbage, man. And then Platinum's worse because that's where you actually have all the gold people that used to just be like entirely gold are now because there's a diamond rank now. Actually, one of the people that frequents my chat, Kay, he got diamond. And I'm like, which is great for them, but my God, I do not want to build a meta deck to do that. I like my heroes. I like my time thieves. I like my speedroids. Thank you very much. And again, if anything I've talked about with Master Duel sounds intriguing, the game is free to play. It offers a good selection of cards for you to get started and a good amount of gems as well to help you build your first deck. So great times, great times. As for TCG releases, June 10th we have Tactical Masters. Legendary Duelist Season 3 is July 22nd. Power of the Elements August 5th. And the structured deck, Legend of the Crystal Beasts, on August 18th, which I know Joy is excited for. And actually, as I just saw her pop in with the chat right there, I know that she is super excited for Mr. Jesse's Crystal Beast deck to make a return. And lastly, And lastly, in Magic the Gathering news, Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, that is sent for a June 10th release as well. It'll be a crossover set with the D&D. And there is no tabletop news. So that is everything with the week in review. Just going to quickly check chat real quick. Yo, we see, say hello to Joy and Dawn. Hello, everybody. Just tuning in.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Glad to see you in. Emerldd, do you have any thoughts on all of that news? There was a lot.
For like TCG news specifically, or
anything, the gaming news, the TCG.
So just again reiterating, I think I'm really excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I think the only thing that I'm really pensive about personally is I think the trailer looked great. I think the new Pokemon look great. I'm really excited for some of the ideas they have with the open world and like the multiplayer stuff. But like, I will say that the environments are looking kind of lacking.
They
and
are.
I know that like that's not really, I guess, what Pokemon is about. Like having like super high res graphics and like beautiful landscapes. But like, I don't know. It's just some of them just look really plain and really like there wasn't a lot of effort put into it. And maybe, you know, again, maybe it's just system limitations. Maybe they're trying to make a huge game. And when you're trying to make a huge game on the Switch, you got to make the backgrounds like not as super detailed, but like,
especially for like a game like Pokemon that can do a lot with, that does a lot more with like its entities more than its environment. Because if you compare it to that to like Zelda, like obviously it's going to have beautiful environments, but it's also not going to have a lot of entities loaded at once. Which is kind of how you got to think of like the balance between the two.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I'm still excited for it. I'm still going to buy it
yeah.
at the end of the day.
I think it's come to that point where it's like the Pokemon fandom, it's like, yeah, we're going to buy it regardless at this point. It's a new game. People are going to buy it.
I hope that it doesn't end up like Call of Duty for me though, because Call of Duty for a long time, like I was like, I bought the game every year. I played it up at, like all the way through up until Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was the one that I stopped. And then like I kind of picked and choosed which ones I got. But like now, like I just kind of like vaguely look at the like Call of Duty trailers and I'm just like, maybe I'll get it. Like, but now I'm just like, no, I can't. I'm not as much of a sheep anymore. Like if the game doesn't look that great, like I'm not gonna buy it. So hopefully Pokemon doesn't do that to me, because I love Pokemon. I've always loved Pokemon.
On the topic of
and I've gotten pretty much all the game.
Yeah. On the topic of Call of Duty real quick, what are your thoughts of Modern Warfare 2 being the next game to come out?
I think it's cool. However, if it's actually because it's not necessarily a Modern Warfare 2 remake, right? It's gonna be its own thing. It's gonna be a sequel to the newer Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare.
Yes, and I was really not a big fan of the newest Modern Warfare for a bunch of reasons. Just like the pace of the gameplay was a lot slower. They literally, I remember there was an interview where one of the devs or somebody was talking about how they wanted to make people who were worse at the game feel better at the game. Which is like, I get it. They want more people playing Call of Duty. They want like, not everybody has enough time to like put a lot of time into the game to get better at it.
Yeah.
So they want to be able to like let people feel like when they hop on after a long day of work or something that they can still like be at the top of the leaderboard or something like that.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know if I necessarily like that mentality because it just feels like whenever somebody like me is playing the game like a lot, because I did play like close to 100 hours or something.
Yeah, you also like you started like the name Emerldd came from Call of Duty.
Yep, that's the lore. I used to do sniping and trick shotting and stuff. That's another thing too. Is every time, pretty much all like snipers and stuff in Call of Duty games, they progressively get slower every time, and they become. I understand like. It became a problem because I think a lot of the casual audience of Call of Duty really hated the people who were doing like sniping and trick shotting and stuff like that just because snipers were broken. They were. But that was what I enjoyed the most in Call of Duty. So now I'm just like, well, I don't have as much of a reason to like enjoy it as much. And like when I try to do the sniping stuff, it really is just like frustrating because I don't even get a chance to scope in before I have like 3 bullets in my chest.
Yeah.
So. And in Call of Duty, you're just dead there.
Oh, so. Yeah. That's Call of Duty logic. Exactly. Okay. Well, with that, it's time for us to move ahead to see what's coming out this upcoming week from June 6th to June 10th. Here's what should be on your radar. And it started off on Monday. The Elder Scrolls Online High Isle, that drops for PC. On Tuesday, Spellforce 3 Reforced comes to both PlayStations and both Xboxes. On Wednesday, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, comes out on the Switch. So now both KOTOR games are now on the Switch, which is really weird to me. It's so surreal. And the Cycle Frontier comes to the PC. On Thursday, Pro Cycling Manager 2022 comes to PC, and Tour de France 2022 comes to everything but the Switch. Green Hell VR comes to Steam VR, Mad Shot comes to PC, and Postal Brain Damage comes to PC. And yes, this is a new Postal game. Postal being those very infamous murder-heavy, murder frenzy spree games that were very, I guess, iconic and infamous back when they were first out in the, I think it was like 2000s. We're getting a new one, first-person-esque, very Doom-like, but it's still the crazy chaos that Postal brings. And on Friday, Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles comes to the Switch, finally. And the 2 big games of the week drop, Mario Strikers Battle League for the Switch, and The Quarry for everything else. Any thoughts on all of those, Emerldd?
I'm really excited for Mario Strikers, but also very pensive about it.
Yeah.
Just because, Nintendo's been doing this thing recently where they release a game and then they're like, oh yeah, later on there's going to be free content.
Yep, which is what they're doing with Battle League as well.
Yes. And the reason why I'm worried about it is because, I think it would benefit the games overall to have the characters or extra stages or whatever from the jump. Like, yeah. It would definitely, like, if you have this content, because assumably this is content that is already done and should be probably just added in, but they're trying to keep the hype, I guess, alive progressively. But I think that, at least for me, somebody who buys these games generally like on release, that by the time like these characters are and like these extra modes and stuff have come out, like I've already kind of done with the game just because there was like not as much stuff to like keep my interest. I mean, that's how it was with with golf, like with the new Mario Golf game that came out on the Switch.
That fell pretty far.
Yeah, and I got bored of it. I thought it was pretty boring, and it's sad to say because I love the other Mario Golf game. But I mean the same thing happened with Mario Tennis Aces as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't understand why they keep doing this, but I really just hope that Mario Strikers Battle League, when it comes out, that it's like a good enough game to like keep my attention until more characters and stuff come. But I'll definitely be picking it up because I just love the Strikers.
Yeah, Strikers are great. I played the first two on the GameCube and the Wii. They were fantastic. Looking at the chat real quick from Mello, Mario had a golf game? Yeah, he's had multiple golf games. It started on like the N64, and then it's like been like one per console, including the handhelds.
Yeah, honestly, one of the best ones was on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Because it was like an RPG kind of thing. You had your own character, and you were like playing against the different Mario League, or well, the Mario characters in like different like leagues and stuff, and like progressively becoming like a pro golfer. It was super dope. That's probably honestly my favorite one.
I've only played Toadstool Tour before playing the Switch one, which name Super Rush.
Yep, Super Rush.
Super Rush. It is in the noggin. Excellent. But yeah, that's everything coming out. Again, good end week. Again, Mario Strikers and The Quarry, the new horror game from the people who developed the Dark Pictures anthology and Until Dawn. Also, if you didn't know this, the game stars Brenda Song from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yo.
Which is what like I would assume a lot of people in my chat in the chat or like in my age group would know her for. She's done like a lot of like TV dramas as well. I know that much, but like she's most famous for Zack and Cody. She's in the game as one of the characters.
Wow, that's sick.
So if you did not know that, now you do. Hope you're excited for that. It's now time for us to jump into the main focus this week. Let's get down to let's figure out what's going down this week in the Game Lounge. And to start it, Sonic Frontiers. Holy shit, do we have a lot of information that had come out on that?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's been a good week.
It's been a good past 3 days?
Yeah, and I mean even today, the day that we're recording this, more
came out.
News has come out. And I've come prepared. I already recorded something for that for later. So
excellent. So yeah, So earlier this week, we got roughly like a 30-second trailer, kind of just showing off a bit of everything for the game. Like we got some movement, some exploration, some puzzles, and some combat. It was just like Sonic Frontiers. I don't think they showed a release date for it yet. I think it's still holiday.
No release date yet.
Yeah.
No official one.
No official one. I think it's like a holiday 2022 window is what we have right now. And then literally the next day, IGN comes out and is like, hey guys, we got exclusives. We're like, Nani the fuck? And that's what, and it's, Ooh, wait. Wait, no, is it happening again? Is the camera... Emerldd? Oh no, it happened again! Oh no. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so for those wondering what just happened, M's power just went out. Emerld's dead. Oh no. Okay, wait. So don't worry, folks. Don't worry. Don't worry. Believe it or not, this is not the first time this has happened here on a live version of the podcast. Let's maybe pause. There. So now the recording is paused. No, it's still going. Okay, so we're gonna stop that. Did your power get cut on the episode with Mew and M? Yeah, it did, Don. It did. Oh, wait, I should probably stop recording on this side too, briefly. Funny story. So, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I know it's like, I don't. God. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so let's just refresh this. But we actually have gone through a very similar experience like this during a live episode. As Ryan, Mac, we had on a couple weeks ago. We sat down and his internet provider was doing stuff and kept cutting in and out and in and out. You can't tell anything happened on the audio file, but on the fucking video, just dies. It just dies so many times. And the second I saw a frozen emerald, I'm like, oh no, my PTSD is triggering. So don't worry, folks. It's happened before. We have solutions. So do not worry. But while we wait, I might as well change the screen so that way it's not just my Discord. Do not worry, folks. So anyone got 1K bits? You mean channel points, I think. Mellow, not bits. Yeah. God, what a time, everybody. Anyway, hope you're all having a good day. Hope you're all having a fine old dandy day while we work out these technical difficulties. When I see M back in the one of the VCs, I can drag him back in here, and then we can get things fixed. At least here's the thing, because I'll take it as this. At least it's not on my end, because if it's on my end, I'll be hearing about it forever. Like, with it just being a power outage, I feel like it's a one and done, hopefully. Knock on wood. Because, I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want to jinx nothing. But legit, when I was streaming earlier this week, I was having issues. Like, I think around the 2-hour mark, where it was just OBS saying "fuck you" to me, which is like, oh, cool, thanks OBS, real pog of you to do that. Yeah. Anyway, hope you're all having a fine day. I'm trying to fill the void of. Okay, cool. M's rejoining he's back in there. Hop back into one of the VCs, M, and then I can drag it back in. There we go. He's back.
We are back. Oh, also great. Now my camera's doing the fucking thing.
Oh, the brighter old thing.
Yeah, dude. No, you know what's so stupid? So basically what's happening is there's some random like group of people. I don't know who they are. I guess they're from the city. They're coming to like test like power usage or something. So they're like resetting our power. It literally never happened in the entire time that I've lived here. At least that like maybe I was just always gone when this happened or something. I really don't know. Maybe this is new. But yeah, they like literally, I guess because I was like doing the podcast, my mom didn't like come in and be like, hey, just so you know, like this is happening. But like just suddenly I'm just talking and then everything turns off at the same time and I'm just like, hey.
Well, hey, at least it's like a one and done thing. So
hopefully. I don't. Let me make sure they're gone.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that before we do anything else.
Yeah, I mean their truck is gone. They were outside.
Okay, cool.
So but I like while we were talking, I saw somebody in like a vest and like like protective glasses, like just like walking around, and I was like, what are they doing? Like, who are these people? Because they like walked up to like my side door, which is like not something that people normally do. They like just go to the front door. So I was just like, what the heck? Anyways, we're good now. Let me just mute the. Oh wait, it's still muted. I think.
Yeah, that's a great thing about Chrome is like until you like actually unmute it, it stays muted, which is really nice. Don, you were doing comms for the Hero Story tourney earlier, and they started testing your fire alarm. Tech issues galore today.
Yeah, I saw that, Don. That was sad.
Hey, this isn't the first time Don brought it up. This isn't the first time power outages have happened on the podcast. It happened.
Really?
Well, let's start out like the classic you, me, and Don when we did that one episode. I lost power.
Yeah, that's right. That is what happened. I forgot.
When I did my episode with Mr. Liam Dunn, his fire alarm went off for like a good 10 minutes. So it was just us kind of just sitting there just chatting until it fixed. When we had Ryan on, like I said a couple weeks ago, his internet was all over the place. And there's probably been some others too that I just don't remember. But yeah, back when I was doing like early season stuff, like season 2 stuff, I kept having issues with Zencaster. Turns out that was the Firefox issue when I learned like, oh, Firefox don't work with this anymore. And it made me switch to Chrome. What a time. Anyway, let's restart that.
Okay.
Restart the backup, and we'll kick it off from where we kind of left off. Oh, and Joy keeps connecting from chat. Oh no.
No. Yeah, Joy's internet's been messing up a lot.
Ooh, Sag. Okay, resync. Alrighty, yeah, Sonic Frontiers. We've gotten like 3 days, a 30-second trailer showing off everything. And then IGN comes out and they say, hey, we've got an exclusive 7-minute gameplay footage thing for movement, puzzle solve, and exploration. Check it out. And then earlier today, IGN's like, hey, we're back. This time we got like 6 minutes of gameplay of combat.
Yeah.
And we're like, ooh. Sonic fans you gotta admit, Sonic fans have been eating good.
Yeah, I mean, we've been getting a lot more info at a time than I was expecting.
Yes.
I really thought 100% it would just be like, because we got the teaser at first. And honestly, with the teaser, if it was just that, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, now we have a total of 14 minutes of like
14 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, of like other gameplay, and it's just like, okay, wow, okay, just give us everything then. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. So what are your thoughts after watching all of this? What are some thoughts that you have?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts.
All right, let's
I have I'm very like, I will say how do I word this? There is good things and bad things. And I'm glad that I'm not like looking at it and not being able to find any good things in it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they're showing me something and I'm like, wow, this is a steaming pile of doggy doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? But no, so movement I think is looking a little weird. I think Sonic's physics in this game look like I'm sure the physics are based around the fact of that it's an open world game. Which I think is a very cool and unique idea for Sonic. I think it's really cool to like have like this whole like huge open area that Sonic can finally get to like openly run around in. That's not just a hub world.
Yeah, it's not just a hub world. It's not like a tech demo sandbox that fan games make.
Yeah. Although it does, I'm not gonna lie, it does give me a little bit of those vibes, like
at
fan
times,
game
yeah,
kind of vibes.
I will definitely agree with you there.
But it is like, you know, it's still a little bit more polished than a fan game, but still like kind of iffy.
Yeah, very. It feels very empty at times.
Yes,
when you're not around.
That's another thing too. Is like if we're talking about like the things that we have seen, right? It's like a lot of like towers and stuff that you can climb, presumably to get something useful. We still don't really know much about the collectibles at all in the game.
All we know is that it's like
this different ones.
This like red orb.
Yep, there's like a red spiky like orb bean thing. And then there's a melon kind of looking thing, or it could be like a rock that has like texture on it. And there's like purple coins that you can pick up in certain areas, and
you got your, of course,
parts that you can pick up.
Yeah.
What's that?
And of course, your rings. The classic.
Yes, of course. There's rings. There's definitely the classic ring. But there's all these crazy like different collectibles you can get, but no explanation of what they are. There's no HUD or anything to even give us a little bit of context.
That was definitely like throughout all this. Like, I'm surprised we didn't get like any like sort of HUD reveal. Which
and maybe it's because
nice.
It's still a work in progress.
Possibly.
But I also think it could potentially be like a stylistic choice because they want it to feel like more open and stuff. So they wanted to show as much of the screen as they possibly could. But yeah, there's a lot of question marks there. And the thing about it is like you do these puzzles to get these collectibles. And all I'm saying is that these collectibles better be
worth it.
Worth it. Yeah, because a lot of these puzzles seem tedious. They really slow down the flow of things. And I think it's good to have them. I don't necessarily think that they're a bad implementation, but it seems like there's so many of them, is the thing. And if there really is just like, because there's question mark, wherever there's a question mark sign, there seems to be a little puzzle. And in the area that we saw, there was tons of them all over them.
Yeah.
They really better be worth the time to do it, or else it's just going to feel like a chore to have to do them all.
Yeah. We don't want that. We don't want this to feel like Korok scene grinding like Zelda.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
Because let's be real, people who have done that.
Yeah. You got to give a reward for doing all of the like for 100%ing the game. Like I'm sure that's the thing.
Give us a reward
like,
that isn't just a giant piece of golden shit.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like just like, haha, you did this. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Here's some poop. But yeah, look, I think movement-wise though, like that's the biggest thing I'm worried about because it just looks like Boost. I can't tell. Boost, we're not 100. I'm not 100% sure if it's a like you have a certain amount of distance you can go and then there's a cooldown, or if it's like
a certain amount of charge you have.
Certain amount of charge. Maybe you can level it up.
I would assume, and you see, with there being this many collectibles, I feel like it would these things go to like leveling up, like boost or speed or attack, which brings me to the.
That's my guess too.
Which
that
actually
is 100%
brings me to the combat really quick. It seems very with like how they showed off combat. Sonic seems very weak.
Yes. That is another thing. The combat seems slow because it takes forever to like beat these enemies. The combat that they showed today, there was an enemy that was like shielded, and you had to do the run around to do the launch.
The Pokemon Ranger loop.
Yeah. Pokemon Ranger loop, and it like launches the shielded part of the enemy into the air so that you can attack the weak part on the ground. And that, to me, like he had to do it like 3 or 4 times before the enemy actually died.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this takes a long time. Sonic better either A, get stronger, or maybe B, like maybe the person who had the controller just wasn't that great. You know, I mean, assumably they had barely any time to use the combat and get a feel for it. So maybe they were just doing things that were like unoptimal, very slow. But he does, I mean, just like, for example, I will say, if you look later on in the trailer, for the combat, there is a group of 3 enemies that he launches all at the same time into the air, and then he just homing attacks them and they die.
Yes, that was like, okay, that looked pretty optimal. I'm like, because I was watching all that, I'm like, combat seems a little tedious, not gonna lie. Like the attacks look cool. Like there's like a special homing attack. There's this multi-projectile thing, and then Sonic's main combo seems to be a homing attack, and then you do multiple kicks mid-air before like dropping down to the ground to then run around, and then you have the special Ranger loop to send them into the air. Yeah.
I think there's some good ideas in there. I really think the finishers look really cool. But they seem, it makes it seem like combat is just gonna be another chore.
Yeah.
You know? And if like, unless there's like it's either A, made stronger and faster, or B, like maybe there is a quick way to like level it up, you know, like through the puzzles, through like the collectible upgrades or stuff like that. Unless that happens, then like it's just going to slow the game down even more. Even if they have the upgrades, it's going to slow the game down even more because you have to like do all these things before you can like go faster through the game. It doesn't seem like it would be as bad as something like a Sonic and the Secret Rings, where that game, you literally start out, you're like a slow slug, and then like you get upgrades progressively as you progress, like make your way through the game. And you're forced to be very slow. But this game, obviously, it's more open. So maybe like if you know where certain things are, like, oh, like I want to be faster, so I'm gonna go do the things that give me speed upgrade. You know, like I think that would be okay and not feel as awful. But again, like if there's no upgrades at all for this stuff, like it's just gonna be a slog, and I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely. The enemy designs, though, they're intriguing because as we're reading this, it's like a completely new threat. No Eggman, from what we can tell.
Yeah, no Eggman. They look like virus
type
enemies, which further kind of pushes the theory that the game could be like in like a computer simulated world of some kind or something.
Oh, we're inside. Tails downloaded the wrong type of file, and now we have to go in to stop the hard drive from leaking Tails nudes.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
And that would also maybe explain like the lack of like people around as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's all, even though aside from it just being like this wild like area, like why would people be here? This looks like the middle of nowhere. Why would somebody even go here? But it also it could explain that possibly of it being like a computer simulation.
Yeah, for sure. I will say, I think that if they are gonna go with this computer simulation thing, they better have some unique areas thrown into the mix, because if we only see, like, so far they've only shown one area. Of course, they don't want to leak everything about the game before it comes out, and plus it sounds like they're planning on slow dripping us news throughout the month of June.
That is the plan that they are doing for us. So it's a very likely thing we might see like a bigger trailer at Summer Games Fest as well.
Yeah, true. Which would be super hype. I'd be like, I'd be foaming at the mouth for more Sonic Frontiers. You know
I feel like that might be the perfect place for them to drop like a story trailer, probably.
Yeah.
So that would
and we'll see. Hopefully, you know, another thing too is like, you know, Sonic games in the last few iterations, the story has not been very good.
Yeah.
To say the least.
To say the least. Like, what was it? Generations came out. That was like the last good story, I think. And then after,
I think that one was pretty okay. I
okay.
think that one was solid, but that's like that's like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is. That's
Forces was awful. Forces' story was laughable.
Oh yeah.
Just like, oh my gosh, the clones are taking over.
Not the
it's
clones.
like, okay.
I'm
Infinite was cool.
I'm edgier Shadow.
Infinite, yeah. I mean, I thought Infinite was kind of cool. He was edgier Shadow. He did have his own kind of flaws, but I thought that was, if they played more into Infinite more so than they did like the clones and stuff like that, I think it would have been a cooler concept. But like at the end of the game, it just looked all cheesy and stuff with like them like, okay, we're gonna rise up against all the clones, and they like had this big open area where they're fighting each other and stuff while Sonic goes to fight Eggman.
Yeah. What was it, the Phantom Ruby? That was the big deal in that game?
Oh wait, yeah, I guess
that Infinite
what was it? I honestly don't remember because I did play the game the first day it came out, and then I didn't play it since.
Yeah. I played it like the first day it was free on PlayStation Games with Plus. Deleted it right afterwards, I think. Played like maybe 3-4 levels, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done.
That's fair. I beat the whole game in one stream, but after I beat the game, there was like extra content and stuff, and it was just like so not enticing. It was just like it felt like another chore. It was just like, oh, there's more content here, but this is not fun content. This is like content that it's like, oh, you want to 100% the game? Well, you got to do this shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Are you gonna speedrun Frontiers when it comes out?
Oh, 1 billion%. It doesn't matter how bad the game is. I'm playing it, dude. I think I am excited to like as like pensive as I am about the things I've seen like I still enjoy some of the things I've seen, and I think that it's gonna be fun to be able to like mess around in an open world Sonic game and just see like what a speed run of that is gonna look like. And so I really want to be one of the people that's helping push that to try to get the time lower and lower. Because I mean, who knows? An open world Sonic game could mean it's gonna be like maybe one of the longest Sonic speedruns we've ever seen, or it
Ooh.
could be the shortest because it might be
Because there
super
might be
broken,
yeah.
and we might be able to get to the end of the game like insanely fast. So who knows?
Looking at the chat real quick, I'm looking at Don. Yeah, he agrees that he's gonna write it too, and then immediately afterwards, just because I'm a Sonic slut.
Same, same, dude.
Uh,
Me and Don were cut from the same cloth. We're the same.
yes, perfect. I'm probably gonna play the. I'm gonna probably get. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind I'm gonna get the game at launch as well. Probably not gonna speedrun it. I'm probably hopefully by that time I'll be done everything else and I can actually refocus on speedrunning. With SA2 and distance.
Yes, back to SA2.
Back to SA2. I want that top 100 time. That's what I want to shoot for.
Heck yeah, man.
So doing that and then actually gonna focus on like a top 10 time for distance because I think that's gonna be my primary speed game. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with that. I need to play it again though. Too many other games are coming out and they're just like slowly piling up. I'm like, okay, what's staying stream exclusive? What am I doing in my off time? And that's all I gotta do. Oh, here's a good question. So we have a holiday 2022 release for the game. Will it get delayed? Do you think it's gonna get delayed? Should it get delayed?
Oh, it definitely should be delayed. That's without a doubt. That's without question. But I don't think it will be, and why? Because they're doing this month where they're hyping up the game. They're dripping news like I guess a few times a week for the entire month, and I think it's going to end with a release date. And I think because they're doing this, they're going to feel only more pressured to do a release date. Now, they still have an opportunity to be like, hey, after the feedback we got, we feel like we want to give you guys the best experience possible, and we're going to decide to delay the game. But we're talking about Sega. And they want their Sonic money, especially while the iron is still hot, following the Sonic 2 movie. Or the Sonic movie 2.
Sonic 2,
rather.
Sonic the second movie, the Knuckles series coming out on Paramount Plus, other things with Paramount Plus, and the third movie that'll be coming out featuring I mean, okay, you've seen the Sonic second movie, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna put this here. Spoiler alert. Fucking Shadow. Come on. Like that's gonna sell the third movie so much more.
Yes, but also I'm a little worried because they talked about how Jim Carrey's retiring.
Yes, they absolutely did. But I mean, I feel
either
like
no
they
more
could
Eggman or they're gonna replace Eggman.
It's either gonna be Jim Carrey comes back for one last rodeo, or Stone becomes the primary villain.
And I think maybe that's what they'll do, is make Stone the villain, because at the end of the trailer, they didn't show Eggman, they showed Dr. Stone. Or not the trailer, the movie. At the very end of the movie post-credits, they showed Dr. Stone. I did not see Eggman.
Yeah.
And then they showed Shadow, obviously. So I think you might be right. I think that honestly might be what happens, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think Dr. Stone was a great character. I thought it was super cool. I thought it was funny how much he would just like looked up to Eggman.
It's great. I still need to watch the movies. I know what happens. I just need to watch them still. But yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm excited for that, but only time will tell if it's gonna be great. I'm still feeling good about how the second movie went. If you guys like haven't seen that movie, definitely check it out. It's so good, especially as a Sonic.
Yeah.
And definitely better than the first movie. The first movie was just like,
you're establishing.
Oh, like let's establish everything, And then the second movie, they were just like, all right, now it's all about Sonic and his friend.
Yeah, exactly. And also, just on the topic of Sega really quickly, do you think we'll get any good Persona news this month with the whole Persona Anniversary series happening still?
Oh God, I hope so, dude. I'm foaming at the mouth again for Persona 6 news.
Same.
Ooh, Persona 6 would go so hard. I'm definitely like, as soon as that game comes out, I'm just going to go into a little cave and just play it for like 100 hours and just like be dead to the world.
Yes.
But you know, we don't have anything on that. I assume they're going to announce that. Part of me hopes that they kind of announce a Persona 3
remake
port.
Yes, please.
Or remake.
Please.
Yeah, for the PC. But I talked to Dawn about it. I've never played Persona 3, but apparently the way that it works is that you have to play through the game twice because it's a male and female protagonist.
That's portable.
And
that's Persona 3 portable.
What's that?
That's a Persona 3 portable that has the male and female protagonist. Depending on the version of 3 you play, because if you play Persona 3 FES, which is kind of considered the one of the two like definitive versions of the game, that's you just have the male version. It's portable, which has the male and the female.
Okay.
But FES also
it seems like
has,
you have to play both of them to get the full thing.
Yeah.
You know, the full experience, which I don't. Playing through the game twice seems like a tall order.
Yeah.
So I really hope they find a way to modernize it and maybe just make it like one in the same with a remake, and rather than just porting it. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
Looking at the chat real quick, Dawn, they seem to announce games during the concerts, and they're doing one in October, so maybe then. I don't know if I can wait till October though. I don't know if I can wait till spooky season. I'll be too spooked with all the Amnesia I'll be playing.
Yeah, might just have to. Unfortunately.
God. Anything else you want to add on Frontiers?
Not really. I mean, I will be playing it a lot when it comes out, whether it's good or bad, and then make my decision about if I want to like be playing it more long term after the fact. But you know, no matter what, like I'm excited for a new Sonic game. Yes. So I just hope that maybe if they need to delay it, they will. I just don't think they're going to.
Yeah.
So
let's hope. Let us hope. With that, we're going to move on to our second topic of the day, where we get to talk about you, Mr. Streamer Man Emerldd.
That's me.
And
what's up?
The last time you were here, you had like just gotten partner.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're a full-time streamer. You've been partner for a little over a year now. How's it been?
I mean, it's been pretty solid. I will say that it has felt like it's more so plateaued. Just like, you know, nothing like it was weird because like I think like during the time I was like moving my way to partner, it was like this, like my graph was just like slowly going up. It was like every month I had like 10 more average viewers until basically I got partnered, and you know, that was a good like wave to ride, and then like things kind of like leveled out a bit. But that's like a natural thing with streaming. It's just like, you know, like once you hit like a big goal, whatever it is, whether it's like a game challenge or a world record time or a gold time or whatever like that, and people are like, oh, well, he met his goal, now he's going to do some other things. Let's go watch somebody else do their goal while he tries to figure it out. You know what I mean? So I definitely felt kind of like that. But I mean, I will say that overall, like it feels nice to not have to worry about necessarily keeping a specific average. Like, of course, it's like numbers are always on the brain. It's like, hey, I made it to partner. Now I can kind of chill.
Yeah.
So
that's definitely
But
good.
it's been good. I've been busy. I've been trying to work on YouTube more.
Yeah. So compared to being your old part-time streamer to now, what new challenges have come up, and what's gotten easier?
Well, things I think about it are like different things to do on like different content. Because like before, like when I was grinding for partner, like if you're doing one thing that's like making you grow and do well, then you keep doing it. And for me, that was Hero Story Speedrun. Oh boy, camera.
Brighter.
Hold on. Hold on, I'll fix the camera. It should only take, hopefully, this will only take a second. Deactivate.
Hey, well, this answers the question of what challenges have you been having? Your camera.
Yeah, my camera is a challenge, that's for sure. Camera's been being mean to me, and not exactly doing what I want it to do. But anyways, yeah, so I definitely think about like new content to do. And another thing too is like I'm trying to branch out more and do more things. So I've been like trying to figure out ways to implement that into my brand, because it's like if I'm only gonna be the SA2 guy forever, then I'm never gonna grow past
The SA2 audience.
exactly. And I think I've done a good job at like kind of making it to the top of what that could potentially be for the most part. And that's why I decided to make the decision to try to start doing other as well.
Yes, and we'll be talking about those relatively shortly. As for the YouTube, how has that grind been? The YouTube grind challenge.
YouTube is hard, bro. YouTube is stupid hard. It's like, because you got to figure out what you're gonna do, and it's like YouTube is just like you're trying to like do a bunch of different things, throw it at a wall and see what stick. And I think it's difficult for me because I'm not very proficient at like editing and stuff like that, so I have to like commission editors so that they can like do stuff for me. But that also sucks, only just because like it's nice because like the end product is way better easily. But it's definitely a money sink for me because like I'm not at the point yet in YouTube. Like I think I have like 600 something subscribers currently.
680 something, I think is what I last saw it at.
Yeah, that sounds right. Like somewhere around there. 657 is what I'm at. And that's well and good and all, but like I'm not monetized. I can't be monetized on YouTube yet. So any video that I have be like made by somebody is just like I lose money on. Like I always will lose money on that. Hopefully I potentially gain subscribers and like views and like maybe a chance to get in the algorithm, but it's still like a loss for me. So that's like something that's kind of challenging because then I have to kind of like pick and choose what my videos are without breaking the bank. Because, you know, I still got to pay the editors unless somebody's trying to do free work for me, but I'm not that big. Nobody's trying to do free work for me yet, so.
I mean, I could say the same thing about free work, but I kind of am lucky with how my relationship with Mello is, with him being a good friend of mine. The fact that he does his own content on the side, and like I just happen to be featured in said videos, and so I, you know, kind of get some free publicity there whenever Mello posts a Yu-Gi-Oh video that I put in, and it's a good symbiotic relationship that we have going on.
That's it. That's cool.
But yeah, I feel like the big thing with like a lot of YouTube is just getting picked up by that algorithm, and once you do, your numbers skyrocket. And a good example.
And just any video can pop off too. Like
yeah, absolutely. And a good example of that is Dawn. Because
Dawn popped off like crazy.
He popped off with that speedrun series that he's been doing, and that's crazy. What's currently in the works, in the production work that your viewers can expect soon on the YouTube?
Let's see. Well, I do have. I mean, literally right now, like before we started this podcast, I recorded like footage of me reacting to like the combat in Frontiers. Like I'm doing a lot of Frontiers coverage as it comes out. And I'm doing it from the perspective of a speedrunner, just like, you know, like, oh, what do I think, and like how could this be implemented in a speedrun? How could this be good or bad for it? Blah blah blah. But I'm also doing there was a crowd control SA2 speedrun video that I did. So more SA2 content. Like I'm still going to be trying to figure out ways to like make content out of SA2 is a big thing. And for example, like one thing that I did a while ago that still hasn't come to fruition in the form of a video is SA2 damage.
Damageless. What an era of SA2 that was for you.
Yeah, I mean, it took a long time to do, and it's taking even longer to make it into a video because it's like, again, I don't edit myself. And writing the script for something like that, and also it being my first ever video that's completely going to be scripted, has proved to be quite a difficult challenge, because what'll happen is like, I'll write a big portion of the script, and then I'll be like, I really don't like the flow of this. And then I'll scrap it. I would still like to make a damageless video out of the SA2 challenge, but the real scoop, which I haven't talked about much elsewhere, is that the issue with SA2 damageless as a challenge is that it was a really cool thing to witness on stream. Very not as interesting to like try to put into the form of a story. And the reason why is because, and I feel like if you do like a lot of things like Zelda damage, Breath of the Wild, it's like you have like specific things, like specific like barriers that you have to like problem solve to learn how to get around. SA2 was not really like that. It was more so like, I just have to play really safe. I have to learn enemy spawns. That's something. Maybe learn how to do boss fights damageless. But like the different like strategies and stuff used to like beat these bosses, it wasn't exactly like, oh, like I had to do this very specific thing in this very specific spot. It was more so like I have to just play safer and take a route. Because like in speedruns, we intentionally take damage to make the bosses easier for like the mech fights, for example. But like in those fights, I just have to take a different route where I don't get hit. And that's literally it. You know, it's really not that, I guess, just interesting to describe. And like when I write it down in like a form of like a scripted like section, it just like the whole video doesn't sound as crazy as I had pictured originally. So I think that's been like a big issue for me of like trying to like portray it in a way that does sound like, hey, this was really hard, because it still was really hard. But it was just like really simple at the end of the day. So
and there is like a little bit of that controversy of the last what was it, when you actually got your full attempt
Yeah, that too. Yeah, because so for what happened, for those of you who don't know, the way that I did it is I started from Dark Story, because I was doing it all the way through the like all stories damage. So Hero, Dark, and Last. And I started from Dark. I would go into Hero, and basically in the run that I finished damageless, I made it all the way to Final Rush, which is the last main stage of Hero Story. And I went for Final Rush skip, because if you do Final Rush skip, you get to skip all the enemies, not really have to deal with them all, whatever. It makes the stage a lot easier damageless. But what happened is when I tried to jump off the rail, my game actually lagged, which is not common. SA2, like for me, barely ever lags, but it like had like a little hit. And when I tried to jump off the rail, I could have, well, actually I was dead. Well, no, actually, no, never. I wasn't dead because I was higher up. I could have landed on a rail below me, but I decided, no, that's not my fault. Like, I'm going to reset and retry to go for Final Rush skip, because that was something that was totally not in my control, and it shouldn't be necessarily something that the game does to me. Like, there was no counterplay to it. Like, I couldn't have played around it. So I felt like it was fair to reset, and other people were like, maybe not. I don't know, man. Like, but very, very, very few runs made it that far. So I was like, no, this is BS. Like, I'm definitely going to do this, restart this level specifically, and just go and try it again. So.
And it could have been, and the other thing is, it could have been lost any time during Hero or Last as well. So.
Exactly. So I don't feel bad about it.
I think it was also probably a nice weight off your shoulders as well, finally having it done.
Yeah, it was really all I was streaming for like a few months, honestly.
Yeah. What were your thoughts? I know that he's probably taking a lot of time off now, but when Trader was attempting 180 damageless.
Oh, I thought he was crazy. I was like, there's no way he actually does this. He kind of showed me up though, because he did basically all stories, all A ranks. He finished that pretty quickly. But I don't feel too bad about that, because Trader was already a very notable and very good 180 emblem runner, so he was very used to like
not taking damage to begin with.
Not taking a lot of damage to begin with in those sections and stuff. And also just playing the game more. Like, Trader has like a lot more hours than I do in SA2. So it was like, I didn't feel too bad. It was just like, dang, I went to go do this challenge first, and sure, it's taken me a while, but it's just like, dang, you're really showing me up by finishing this before me. So, but I love Trader. He's really good at SA2. So but when he started doing 180 damage, I was like, you're not doing it. There's no way you're gonna complete this without taking damage through the entire thing. Like, that's a 9-hour run for somebody who's really good.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I do want to talk about some other highlights. You've also done some crazy challenges to hurt your brain a bit. One that wasn't too bad. You did some modded SA2 with meteors.
Yep.
That was that was fun to watch.
Yeah, I thought that turned out to be a really good video too. But yeah, really goofy mod that just basically like there's meteors and meteor herd that can like hit you if you sit in like one spot for too long. And Sora, who is a modder of the adventure, Sora made me a mod that was it made those meteors spawn in every level and at different frequencies based on like the type of level it was. Because like if they all fell as slow as they did in Meteor Herd, then it wouldn't be that much of a challenge.
Yeah.
So he would speed up the spawns so that it would be more difficult to hit me, and that was really fun.
And you attempted another mod with Dawn, a race for Flora's Lava, but that didn't really come to fruition a bit.
No, that one was kind of sad. That one was a mod where it makes the floor lava in SA2, as simple as the mod name is. But it wasn't one that I had tested prior. But the reason why I didn't test it was because Dawn and I were supposed to be racing it. And I didn't want to gain like too unfair of an advantage by like practicing like the Flora's lava stages to make sure that they like worked and stuff. So I waited in literally until the day that the stream was supposed to happen to put the mod in and like try it. But turns out the way the mod works is like it's an unfinished mod. I think it could have been done a little better where you land like on a platform of some kind that isn't lava. But the only stage that is like that is City Escape. After City Escape, like when you load into Wild Canyon, for example, you die before you can even move. Because every single SA2 stage you drop in from wherever you're at, you drop in somewhere, and you just land on lava. So you die just instantly, and there's nothing you can do. I've tried so many different things to try to like fix it and solve it, and there's nothing I can personally do without changing the code of the mod. So it was something that I thought would have been like a really cool thing. Like it's been done in Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey and games like that for like challenges, but it just didn't work out too well for SA2.
Right. You drove yourself insane. You did a couple shovelware games once on the Switch, and you also did Winnie the Pooh Baseball, very infamous Flash game.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh Baseball is really fun. That game is just like a lot of like reaction-based things with like a funny Flash game, and you just have to basically you're just a batter. Because it's you're just doing like a home run derby, and you have to like hit a specific amount of home runs within like you're given like 30 pitches, you have to hit like 20 home runs. And each pitcher has like a different type of pitch that they throw, and then eventually once you beat all those pitchers, you go up to Christopher Robin, and Christopher Robin can throw any of those pitches from the previous pitchers at any time, and that's the real challenge of the game. And honestly, I did that a lot quicker than I expected. I had a goal time to beat Ludwig, because Ludwig had done it in like 7 hours or something. And Clint Stevens was also another streamer who had done it before. He had done it in like hours or something. So as long as I beat them, I was happy. And I got it in like 5 hours. Or under 5 hours.
Goated.
Yeah, it was fun.
You also did your first subathon.
Mm-hmm.
Capped subathon. So what went right? What went wrong, if anything, during that? Would you consider doing another capped subathon or even an uncapped subathon?
So the subathon went great, as great as it could. I wanted to do capped because I knew that I was not prepared to do uncapped. I've never done a 24-hour stream before that. And it was, I think everything went pretty right. It just like by the time like 17 hours or so, or even before that, like maybe like 15 hours hit, I was just, ooh, camera. I love that my camera keeps doing this now.
The ghost in the Matrix.
See? Please don't do it again. What was I saying? So yeah, I mean, like 15 hours in or so, whatever. Like that's when I started to just really feel it. I felt so exhausted. I could barely do anything. Food helped a lot. Sleep would have been better. And I think if I did like an uncapped subathon, like I would definitely like implement sleep in, and like I'd definitely try to see like what I could do, maybe like a modcast or something, or like maybe just like, I don't know, like let media share play or something while I sleep. Because I could sleep in this room. Like I could just sleep on the floor behind me. I wouldn't mind that for like at least a few days. But I don't know. It's going to be hard because it's like hard to plan an uncapped subathon. Because if you do an uncapped one, you're just like, okay, there might just be a month where I'm just like not doing anything. Other than streaming.
It's a topic of hot interest again because Point Crow recently did his uncapped, and also fellow homie of the podcast and homie to both of us, Swift Ike, also did an uncapped subathon that came to an end after 20-ish days, if I wanted to say.
He had a really successful one. Yeah. So good on Ike.
Very good on Ike. So yeah, possibility of the future. Who knows?
Yeah.
A lot of prep work definitely goes into that though.
Oh, for sure. You got to plan like a ton of content in advance. And I feel like a lot of times like you plan stuff in advance, and then those people who have the ones that last a really long time, they're just kind of winging it afterwards. They're just like, all right, what are we doing now? Chat, what do you guys want to do? And then somebody says something. They're like, okay, I'll do that.
Perfect. And we brought this up earlier in this discussion. You're not just a Sonic streamer anymore. You've done other things. Mario Mondays, and I don't remember what you're calling it, but Kaizo Ironmon on Wednesdays.
Yeah. Well, I've just made I make kind of a joke about that because Mario Mondays it has like the alliteration.
Yeah.
So I just say for Wednesdays, because I've been kind of playing Pokemon on Wednesdays, I'll say Wokemon Wednesdays because just to try to make it work for the laps. But yeah, I'm trying to do more different stuff. You know, it's just like, again, like I feel like I've reached the point of like plateauing, at least specifically with Sonic Adventure 2. And like, you know, I still enjoy doing Sonic stuff. I still enjoy doing Sonic speedruns, and I will probably for the foreseeable future. But I also just want to like dip my toes into other speed games. Because like, you know, Mario Mondays, originally, like I'd done like a 12-hour challenge for Super Mario 64 just to like have an excuse to like learn a new speed game.
Yeah.
And that was fun for a little bit, but you know, I really, really, really missed playing Odyssey. And Odyssey, because I picked up Super Mario Odyssey as a speed game back in 2017 before like a lot of people really even knew me. And I ran it for a few months to eventually go back to SA2. But you know, it's been really fun. Like I want to like play Odyssey. I want to be like one of the people who's just like speedrunning new games when they come out. Like new Breath of the Wild, want to try that. New Mario, like maybe Mario Odyssey 2, or insert Mario title here. Like I want to be able to speedrun that.
You did it with Kirby.
So that's kind of like my idea. What's that?
You did it with Kirby even. You did it with Forgotten Land. Yeah, speed ran that.
Yeah, and I think Kirby is a fun speed game. Although I will say I have, out of all of the games I've been playing, it's the one that I've like not enjoyed as much. So I think Kirby and the Forgotten Land, like I still kind of want to get the sub 3 or sub 2. I think it's sub 2 hour any percent run. But I'm not as pressed to do it, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think maybe more Kirby in the future, but not as much. It was just something I definitely just wanted to give a shot, try the speed run, and I enjoyed it. I mean, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is like a really good casual. So
yes, it's a great casual game. I think I spent like a good 3-4 days on my couch playing through it and doing everything the game had to offer. Fantastic game. Fantastic game.
For sure.
Last question before we move on to the bonus level. What planned stream content do you have in the near and far future that we can expect for you that's like grand that you do have planned that you're willing to
looking at
share
my
as
cheat-
well?
What's that?
That you're
What was the
willing to
last one?
share as well.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at my content board. I have a whiteboard where I write ideas and stuff. Well, one thing for sure is very soon there's gonna be, so I've been doing the Kaizo Ironmon, which has been really fun. Which is basically just a really hard Pokemon challenge, but they're actually making new rules for it. A brand new rule set and a big competition for it in the Kaizo Ironmon Discord. So, I am planning on streaming that a lot more when that happens. It's going to be happening like June 12th. That's still going to be kind of during the Hero Story tournament that's going on in the SA2 community. So I'll basically be doing mostly SA2 and Pokemon Kaizo Ironmon. And I feel like those are going to be my two big like stream things. But I have some other stuff that I kind of want to do. I kind of want to do like a game show kind of thing on my show or on my stream at some point that I have to like organize, which is a lot of work. That's something that's kind of in the works. And then I have like a few like video ideas specifically for like YouTube that I don't know if it'll necessarily be on stream, but it's stuff I want to be like working on the side. But yeah, mostly I think for the near future, definitely Pokemon and SA2, and then still Mario Mondays. I love Mario Mondays. But anything else like in the future, like obviously like Frontiers. That's all I can think of right now, or all the stuff I'm really super willing to share.
Alrighty, excellent. I think with that, then we're gonna move on to our final segment of the show, which is, of course, the bonus level. And chat, those who are in the chat today, boy, do I got something exciting for you. The community corner. Yes, that's right. You in the chat can ask us anything, any questions about any video games, or, the occasional meme question. But, if you got any gaming-related questions that you have for Mr. Emerldd or myself, you can drop them in now. And while we actually wait for people to submit their questions, we're going to do top 5. Top 5 Sonic collabs you would like to see.
Now, for this, would you say, like, Sonic collabs with, like,
anything?
Like Sonic as a company, like, collabing with things? Or, like...
Sonic as, like, the video game character or as the company. I'll take either or.
I would love to see... I mean, this probably isn't going to happen, but I'd love to see more Sonic characters in Smash.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty dope.
That would be nice.
I think we're done with new Smash characters for sure at this point, but it would have been cool to see, like, Blaze or, like, Silver or, like, Knuckles. Like, that would have been so sick. I would have loved to see that. Just as a competitive Smash player myself. What else? I guess Sonic. I like the Mario and Sonic stuff where they do like Mario and Sonic like at the Olympic Games, but I would have loved to see like a Mario and Sonic game where it's like kind of like actually putting the two worlds together for like a platformer. I think that would be really sick.
Definitely.
I think a Sonic rhythm game could do amazing.
Ooh, yeah, I'm surprised Sonic hasn't gotten one already, considering Mario has one.
Yeah, I think it's just because they're having a difficult time trying to figure out what kind of rhythm game they would want to do, like how it would actually be executed. But I mean, they have the tracks for it.
Yeah, they definitely have the tracks, and I mean, we've seen a bunch of it. Like we saw Kingdom Hearts did theirs, as wild as it was. It's still a pretty good game.
Yeah. I would love to see Sonic collab with some more clothing brands. To make some more like cool Sonic clothes, because I think honestly there's a severe lack of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the Sonic clothing that we'll see, aside from like the Puma shoes that were really cool, I really like those actually. I just could never get my hands on them. Is a lot of the Sonic clothes are just graphic, man. That's like it's just like here's like a square, kind of like what I'm wearing now. Here's like a square of something, and it's a Sonic design, and there you go. So it'd be really cool to see Sonic collab with more clothing brands. And top 5 Sonic collab, me.
Yes.
Me. Collab with me, please. Sega, I'm down.
Yes.
And that's kind of a meme one, but also just kind of real.
So this stream is brought to you by Sega and Sonic Team. I am Mr. Emerald, and I go fast for Sonic.
Yes. Give me money. No, I mean, give me free. Just give me Sonic Frontiers early. I'll accept that. That would be okay.
That would be a great payment, honestly. I'm
Mhm.
looking at the chat. Ludavis, Sonic and Crocs.
Oh yeah,
Sonic
Sonic with Crocs. I'd be
Yo.
low key. That's drippy. I'd wear those.
Yeah, that would be dope. For me, I only have one because I was racking my brain. I'm like, okay, well, let's see. I can't make the G Fuel chili joke anymore. I've made that so many times.
Mm-hmm.
But what if just an actual can of blue chili with Sonic on
Awful. So awful. But I mean, if you really want to have something like that exist,
blue Sonic chili with a blue hot dog buns and a blue blue glizzy.
Yeah.
Give me the Sonic
I don't know about that.
combo.
I think I would throw up instantly on the spot.
So,
I'd have to make stream content out of it, though. That's the sad thing.
It is, and I'm still awaiting you to get the chili flavored G Fuel when they eventually resell it. When they eventually resell it, I'm waiting.
They never will because it's so bad.
I'm looking at the chat again. Sonic and Dairy Queen. That would be a cool collab to see.
That would be dope. They could really have some cool flavors with that. I don't know, like some sort of berry, like Knuckles color or cherry Knuckles,
yeah.
like Sunday or something. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
I will say, this is just a little aside. Tony is just like, I do kind of have.
Yeah,
to
no,
go.
that we are kind of starting to get things wrapped up. Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah, I have to go bring Emerldd to go get a prescription.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, keep on getting your questions in if you have any questions. We're going to run through the weekend gaming history. So if you have any questions, get them in now. They'll be read after that, probably. Let's look at the past real quick. June 6th and 12th, here's what happened. On the 6th, 2006, Midway released MLB Slugfest 2006 for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox in North America. On the 7th, 2004, Sega released Sonic Advance 3 for the Game Boy Advance in North America. Wednesday, June 8th, 2010, Electronic Arts released the Green Day Rock Band video game for PS3, 360, and Nintendo Wii. Gotta love this very specific band-related specific rock bands.
Yeah, those were kind of fun, but they were pretty niche, I felt like.
Very niche. Thursday, June 9th, 2000, Sega released Virtua Tennis for the Dreamcast in North America. June 10th, 1992, Capcom released Street Fighter II Championship Edition, the arcade video game in the US. Saturday, June 11th, 2001, Nintendo launches the Game Boy Advance portable game system in North America. The size is 3.25 by 5.6 inches. 2 AA batteries power the system for 15 hours. And on the 12th, 2008, Konami released Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots for the PlayStation 3 in US. The achievement of the week is in Silt Bird Feeder, Feed the Birds. And the game of the week will be Mario Strikers Battle League. Looking at chat one last time for questions, we got 2 first from Ludavis. Besides Ludwig, what YouTuber would you like to collaborate with?
I'm pretty open. Like I'm honestly looking to do more collabs because I just feel like it's something I haven't really done too much of and something I'm not really in my comfort zone with. If I was looking for somebody that'd be kind of like more of like a dream collab scenario, definitely like a Point Crow or like a Small Ant, I think would be really cool to collab with either of them. I know there was actually recently some beef going on with them, but I mean, either or, I look up to both of them as content creators, for sure. And I would love to do like something with them, either of them in the future.
Righty.
Or any Sonic YouTubers as well. Like I don't really like Games Cage. I think he's like a really high energy, great guy. It would be super dope to do some sort of like Sonic content with him or any of the other like Sonic tubers and stuff.
Alrighty. And from Moonlit Cafe, question for both of you. Are you expecting anything good from Gen 9? The recent trailer looks really promising.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to implement how the different, like the multiplayer aspect of it, where you can have multiple people like in the same like world. I think that's a really interesting concept. I just hope that there is actually a lot to do with other people and not just like a Oh, you can kind of just like run next to each other
Yeah,
while like in the world. You know what I mean?
yeah. I want to see what the gimmick is for the region. I want to know what like super gimmick we're gonna get, and I hope it's cool. That's all I can say.
Bring back Mega Evolution.
Bring back
They were
everything.
good.
Bring back everything. Do everything all at once and make us lose our minds.
Mhm.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah, for sure.
With that, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Problem, dude. It's always a pleasure being here. I mean, I think it's all really professionally done. I feel like, you know, it's not a lot of work for me. I just show up and just kind of be like, hey, let's talk about some stuff. So.
Exactly. We're in the live version. We're here in our little boxes in the vast expanse of space, and I'm no longer in my closet, which is, you know what, that's the real win here. That's the real.
No, I'm
win.
sure that feels really nice.
It feels so nice. The sad thing is, I still I still get super hot because the room I'm in now has no insulation.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway,
Relatable. This room is very hot as well.
where can we find you on the internet?
Well, you see this goofy little spelling if you're looking at the live version. It's Emerldd with no A and 2 D's. And, that's pretty much on everything. On Twitch, on YouTube, Twitter, even on TikTok. Those are like the main platforms I use for everything social media. But definitely drop a follow on the Twitch and subscribe to the YouTube. The YouTube's the biggest one. That's the one I'm trying to push the most. So definitely, you know, if you like Sonic content, if you've liked listening to me just talk about some stuff, hey, drop us up.
Absolutely. And of course, you can find me over on Twitter at Radio Tony, because that's what I do as my day job. And then literally everywhere else, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, it's Tony's Game Lounge. And yeah, we post TikToks weekly, 3 to 4 a week of highlights of the previous podcast. And Twitter still won't let me post them anymore. I don't know why. They just stopped. They're like, hey, no, you're not allowed to post that anymore. And they would just not let it upload. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. Thanks, Elon. Maybe Elon will fix it, actually. Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, listen, I don't feel any type of way about Elon, so I just hope that he doesn't Twitter. That's
same. But yeah, that's where you can find me. And full episodes of the podcast you can find on YouTube and here in the highlights section on my Twitch. And of course, audio on Spotify, or Apple or Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Be sure to follow, like, and share the podcast as well, because that just helps me grow to possibly get that Ludwig episode, in which if I do get Ludwig, I'll call Emerldd and say, hey, you want to talk to Ludwig?
Yeah, let me on, bro.
I absolutely will. That's the goal. That's our goal, man. That's our goal here. We want to get the big people so we can bring Emerldd on to meet his idol.
Put our boxes next to each other so I can give him a little metaphorical kiss on the cheek, you know?
Exactly. Anyway, that's all we have here this week in the Game Lounge. Stay tuned next week. Next week, a big episode. Summer Games Fest, episode 100 of the podcast. 100! And we'll also probably celebrate our 2 years, even though it happened like back in April, I think. But 2 years of the podcast, 100 episodes. We'll see you all there next week. Bye!